Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stump back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, the Pirate Alliance Kizuna class vs Sanji and Pudding is coming in 2 days' time. And in today's video, we have some teams for you guys that don't use any of the new batch characters. Now, with the release of another legend, yeah, look, I feel like we're getting a legend every single game mode nowadays. I think that's probably to be expected moving forward. But we do have the new legend Shaka the Good, Edison the Thinker, and Pythagoras the Wise. Literally the last of the Vegapunk characters to come as a Kizuna legend. We obviously have Stella as a Kizuna legend, Atlas as a treasure map legend, we have Lilith, York now as a PvP legend as well, and these three guys, they were basically the last of the characters. They needed a legend for the Vegapunk, Dectotomy or whatever, how many there are. There also is Dr. Vegapunk as a rare recruit. We're not including these characters in today's video, and we're not even including them as a rare recruit, but, as a friend captain, but the best part about this video is that you actually can use them as a friend captain. So if you can find Shaka the Good, obviously Shaka is the one that's going to give you the most amount of points, so you want to bring Shaka as a friend captain. If you can find Shaka, like, definitely bring him as a leader, but if you can't, don't stress. The sort of like doubling up on whatever leader I'm showing you in this video will actually work too. And there's actually some other characters you guys can bring that'll actually make the teams a little bit stronger. As for the rest of the boosted characters, we obviously have like the last month's shenaniganries. Obviously Sanji Pudding are the new 6+, so they're going to get boosted as well. With York, we have Stussy, who's also getting nice and buffed. Stussy's actually a really, really good hybrid unit for Shaka as well, and obviously with the Vegapunk characters. You have all the Kizuna legends. If you have this Vegapunk, obviously he's going to help out, an amazing hybrid captain option for Shaka as well. But I'll actually do a separate video where I'm sort of just building teams that are specifically devoted to bringing Shaka as a friend captain, and that way you can build out some more damage teams. But look, this is regular Kizuna, so you want to be utilizing the suicide strat as much as possible, and because you're utilizing that strat, you're realistically not getting past like level 40, maybe level 45. And if you are doing those higher levels, like, you're absolutely insane and just wasting your potions, if I'm being completely honest. 10.5 anniversary characters are here. 6+ crocodiles also boosted, as well as the latest Super Sugo Celebration units. I love that they boost these characters. Yamato, obviously very, very good, being an int cerebral character, working alongside that Sharky character, working nicely too. And then you obviously have the 3 other legend Vegapunk characters. You have Lilith, York, and sorry, actually I think that's the rare recruit York. Is that the rare recruit York? I think this is the rare recruit York. Is the rare recruit Pythagoras? The other rare recruits aren't boosted. That's weird. Okay, well look, Atlas is boosted too, which is really, really good. So like I said, in today's video, we're not focusing on those characters, but these teams will be able to clear level 30+, and hopefully they'll help you out. If they do, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. With that said, let's dive in. Starting off with the Sai variation of the 10-star Sanji and Pudding. Obviously, the recommended characters are the recommended characters. Strength, Sai, and in characters get all the good stuff. And on battle 2, there's 3 enemies, and you have 6 turns of threshold to deal with in 1 turn of special reverse. After 1 turn, the enemies in the back will retreat, I believe. So, like, I believe it's going to be like a main unit and then 2 mobs. So if you just kill the front unit, you should be absolutely fine. As for the final battle after level 30, because all these teams are designed for that, there is full immunity for blowaways and HP cuts, all that usual stuff. Then there's weakness to cerebrals. There is normal attacks only. You get a full immunity except for poison, a full board of paralysis orbs, 98 turns of a 6 times attack boost, 7 turns of defense up, 7 turns of threshold, and 4 turns of a slot barrier. Damn, I didn't realize it was 4 turns. Interesting. We might have to reevaluate that. Alright, so the team we put together looks a little bit like this. I did have Dofi and Sugar initially in that Shank spot, but then I actually registered that it's a 4-turn barrier. I thought it was a 3-turn barrier, but it's actually a 4-turn barrier, which is a little bit of a problem because a lot of characters will only remove barriers by 3 turns. However, Shanks is great. Not only does he remove barriers by 3 turns, but he actually gives us a full board of Psy Orbs. So with that, we're actually going to be able to break the barrier pretty easy here. So the idea here is on turn 2, we're using Robin and Jinbei. They're going to take care of the threshold. They give you special reverse. Plus, you actually have base stats with this particular unit as well, so that's going to give you enough damage to take out stage 2. At least I imagine it will. I can't really see a world where it doesn't, but I might be wrong there, and you might need to sort of look at utilizing, I don't know, like the super type of Shaka. If you're bringing a friend captain Lilith, obviously you just pop the friend captain Lilith there. Depending on what you're doing, like I said, these teams are designed basically to either use a Shaka friend captain or not use a Shaka friend captain. If you're not using Shaka as a friend captain, the easiest thing to do here is just to use the Lilith, your friend captain Lilith special. And that way you'll have an attack boost, an orb buff, and you'll be able to kill there as well. Robin and Jinbei, you can actually switch with them as well. You can do something like this, and you'll actually get some matching orbs. And then that way you should be able to easily kill on that turn as well. So pretty hunky-dory there. As for the final stage, to get around the defense up and the threshold, we're utilizing the Queen special. Queen gives you a full body tandem orbs, which obviously are going to be a little bit weaker, and obviously aren't going to break the barrier, but the fact it gives you color affinity for cerebrals is really, really nice. Lilith is going to give you the double stacking attack boost, so she turns that 6 times attack boost into a 5 times attack boost, but then allows you to double stack it, and because you're running a full cerebral team, she's actually going to apply another attack boost at 2.5 times, 2.75 times for int cerebral characters, and then 2.5 for basically Shanks, so that way you're pretty good to go from there. So we have color affinity with Queen, defense up, threshold removal with Queen. Marco is going to be our chain booster for this team because we already have color affinity. The big reason we want to bring Marco as well is he actually removes paralysis, so he rotates those paralysis orbs into matching, which is really, really nice. And he can actually use the Jozu support. This Jozu support will remove 1 turn of defense up and threshold whenever a character uses a special. So Queen only removes 6 turns of defense up and threshold, I believe. So that way you need just that extra turn to take care of that. I was, again, using Dofi Sugar and then just having that Bellamy support, but the fact that we don't get the barrier removal is a little bit annoying. That way we don't have the increased damage taken. But finally we have Shanks here. Shanks is going to give us a chain boundary now because he's actually a color affinity booster. Plus, he actually increases attack boost by 1.5 times. So this is actually probably better than running Dofi Sugar, to be honest, because he's actually going to increase both of those attack boosts by 1.5. So you're turning that 5 times attack boost into a 7.5 and that 2.75 into like a 4 times attack boost. So this should be some pretty gnarly damage. Like you have a lot of type advantage here as well. You could sort of slap on some extra supports for maybe like base stats and here and there. And if you're bringing a friend captain Shaka as well, and you can kill turn 2 fairly easily without needing any other specials than just the Robin Jinbei switch, then you're going to have some pretty nice damage here, like some pretty nice damage indeed. So that's the side variation. On to the next one, which is Dex. And once again, Shaka and of the Vegapunk Rare Recruit are the recommended characters. We're not including them today, but if you can find Shaka, remember Shaka's going to work great as friend captain. Fighter, Free Spirit, and Cerebral characters get all the good stuff. There's 6 turns of paralysis and 6 turns of defense up on turn 2. Once again, there's some mob units that just retreat after 1 turn, so as long as you can kill that middle character, I think you will be A-okay. As for the final stage here, after level 31, because all these teams are designed for, there's all the blow away shenanigans, HP cut stuff, and the enemy is weak to cerebrals. As you can see, the trend here is just build cerebral teams. There's a preemptive for normal attacks only. You get a full body block orbs, 1 turn of special reverse, 6 turns of paralysis. Immunity except for increased damage taken, 99 or 98 turns again of a 6 times attack boost. A bunch of threshold, and then particular orbs are going to do 90% less damage. So it's 7 turns of threshold, and then you get an attack down if you attack with a strength, recovery, tandem, or rainbow slot. If you change your slots at any time, the enemy for an unlimited amount of time is just going to change them back into block slots. So the first thing I thought of when I saw this reduced damage dealt by 90% was bringing a Atlas friend captain. So this team will actually work really nicely with Atlas as a friend captain. It'll still work with Chakra as a friend captain. This particular team too works exceptionally if you have Atlas as a friend captain as well, because you are going to get a lot of extra damage output with the double stacking orb boosting strats. Yeah, that's going to work out really nicely for you. But for this team, if you can find Atlas as a friend captain, you will be absolutely laughing, because you can just remove that very annoying ability that states when you actually rotate orbs, then you are going to get that very annoying debuff. However, if you find Chakra as a friend captain, you're going to get more points, and this team is still going to function because you have Nami Karina for G-orbs and Luffy Yamato for those Wano orbs, which works out pretty nicely. But on turn 2, basically Law as a captain is just going to take care of it. He removes paralysis as a captain. He's super class as long as you have a Luffy on the team. Gives himself a tandem orb, as well as giving an increased damage to defense down, and then when you tap with that tandem orb, he actually sets defense to 0, so you don't have to worry about that defense up, that defense buff, and then you are going to have a conditional buff to take down that particular stage. Should work out pretty hunky-dory. I don't really see it being that big of an issue. As for the final stage here, we do have to get around special reverse paralysis, which Law is just going to take care of the paralysis once again. We do have to deal with a lot of threshold here. It is 7 turns of threshold. Very annoying that they're doing this 7-turn thing, because a lot of characters only move by 6. And then you get that attack up once again. So if you can bring Lilith, like, why not bring Lilith? Lilith becomes your orb booster, and then she gives you the double stacking attack boost, so that way she turns the 6 times attack into a 5 times attack, but then allows you to give you another attack boost, which Law can actually provide. Law is actually really interesting here too, because Law actually provides the tap timing bonus, and with a Shaka friend captain, because you have the characters that you need to get the super type of Shaka, you can actually apply the set target with Shaka, because he needs I believe he needs a chain. What does he need? I know he needs the tap timing that Law provides, but I believe he also needs a chain multiplicative boost. Now, he actually provides a chain multiplicative boost, and then if you have the one set special, you can reduce the special charge of any of the Vegapunk characters, and then if you actually if any of them use a character, like any of those characters use a special, he's actually going to get a full special charge. So then once again, you can actually utilize that special to apply the set target. But remember, we're not here for Shaka that much. If you guys don't have Shaka as a friend captain or in your friend captain's list, you can just run double Law. Like, double Law is going to work absolutely fine. Law's an orb booster. He's going to help kill stage 2. That way you'll have more tandem ords and stuff like that. But the way I've decided to do this is just so have the 3-turn increased damage taken against defense down. The final stage has full immunity except damage reduction. Increased damage taken, which is a little bit annoying, so we can't get that conditional buff anyway. But it's not that big of a deal. Nami Karina is going to take care of the threshold for us. Their super swap is going to rotate all of the block orbs into G orbs as well, which they increase the value to 2.25. So that way you guys can actually tap and actually do quite a bit of damage. You don't have to worry about the interrupt. But when you super swap with Luffy and Yamato and go into their dual form as well, they're actually going to give adjacent orbs Wano slots. They give you a bigger orb buff to strength characters. If you're finding Shark as a friend captain, he's not going to get the orb buff, and it might be in your best interest to utilize the free-to-play 5+ Vega Punk as the orb buff character here, but the idea is to use him as a chain boost. Then you get the increased damage with Luffy Yamato. You have color affinity with their super swap. Nami Karina removing the threshold. This little Zoro support actually works exceptionally well. Removes 1 turn of threshold on the final stage, but you can use characters like Grandpa Hio, you can use characters like Anniversary Chopper, or you can use like support Rare Recruit Vivi for more damage, but I just thought this Zoro was probably the most accessible for most people. So with this, like, you have orbs with Lilith, double attack boost with Law and Lilith. Nami Karina is giving you base stats. There's utility removal. You have an orb buff with either Vegapunk or your Luffy Yamato. You have increased damage taken. You have color affinity. Remember, Shaka is also a free spirit character, which works nicely. If you are running Shaka as a friend captain, then you can get some fun stuff like the orb buff from the 5+ Vegapunk unit. Then you use Shaka to get the chain multiplicative. Then you can get his special back, and then you can use it again, and then you can get it back, and then you can use it again. So this team is actually going to work out really nicely, and you still will actually have the super tandem from Law, because you can actually tap with Luffy Yamato first into Law with that Beppo support, so you have the tandem orb that is needed to trigger his super tandem ability, and then you can finish it off with characters like Lilith and her final tap that is just basically doubling the damage of all cerebral characters, which is going to work really nicely too. Finally, we have the quick variation, and the quick variation recommended characters are Shaka and Vegapunk once again. Quick decks in characters get all the good stuff, and on battle 2, there's 3 enemies once again, and this time you get a 90% attack down if you blow a 2.5 times chain, 4 bullet block orbs, and 7 turn of chain growth multiplicative. Now, just be mindful, you need to you will carry these debuffs into the final stage. Unlike the other 2 stages where you kill that stage and you're done with it, you're going to carry these debuffs in, so just be very mindful there. And if you don't kill the back units, if you're using a 3-turn chain locker, then you are going to lose that chain lock. It needs to be like 4 or higher, so you need to be using something like Shanks Good Captain and stuff like that. That chain multiplicative growth will catch up with you, and that 2.5 times attack, or the 90% attack down if you blow a 2.5 times chain is going to be very, very annoying. After level 31, which all these teams are built for, full immunity, and then all of the blow away shenanigans. Weakness is cerebral once again. Preemptive is normal attacks only. Dex, Quick, and Int slots become unfavorable for 5 turns. 1 turn of Special Reverse, 1 turn of Fear, 7 turns of Paralysis, 98 turns of an attack boost of 6 times again, 2 turns of damage reduction, and 6 turns of defense up. So once again, they're really pushing this 6 times attack boost, and Lilith is going to be very, very good once again. But there is Fear, so just be mindful of that when you are bringing a Special Reverse unit. You need to be able to remove the Fear. But once I read this particular line and saw that we were versing a quick boss, my brain just immediately jumped to Crocodile. The new 6+ Crocodile is a boosted unit for this character, for this particular fight. It's going to be doing a lot of damage, and if you use his super class, you can rotate all of the block orbs into matching, and then use his special because you get that one stack. You get 3 turns of a pretty good chain boundary, and then you also get an attack buff, which he's going to actually do as well. He also removes the special reverse. He also has paralysis removal. So he's really, really good for the final stage too. So if you bring 2 crocodiles, you're pretty much just winning. Like, you just have Crocodile there as your overrideable attack boost. Sorry, the double stacking attack boost that Lilith can do. She's obviously going to drop that attack boost to 5. And then your second Crocodile can do the attack boost. And then you remove the paralysis with Croc. But if you can find Shaka as a friend captain, that's going to work a little bit nicer. Because remember, when you use Shaka's special, you actually get the chain multiplicative. And then if you use something like Lilith, you're going to get all of Shaka's special back. So then you can use the tap timing bonus. And then just basically, if you bring another Vegapunk unit, you can actually get around that once again. But remember, if you guys bring any Dex, Quick, or Int Orb, so basically like any matching orb for this particular team, you are going to get unfavorable slots, which becomes a little bit of a problem. But we do have Shirahoshi Mancherry. Shirahoshi Mancherry is going to remove the paralysis as well as give a chain boost, and they also give a full board of rainbow orbs. I thought this was a really good way of getting around it and then still bringing a Shaka friend captain. I really wanted to bring the free-to-play Vegapunk again, the 5+. And look, if I'm doing my Shaka teams, when I put out my Shaka teams, I'm going to be really like focusing on getting that sort of double special or triple special of Shaka popping. So that's what I'll do there. But for here, I just wanted to go with the rainbow orbs of Shirahoshi Mancherry, get the chain boost, get the paralysis removal, and that way if you find Shaka, you're still off to the races there. But remember, running 2 crocodiles here, it's actually going to do a lot of damage because I actually don't have another attack boost on this particular team, which is a bit of a shame. But look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Rebecca and Vivi are going to remove the defense up and the damage reduction, and then when you switch with Super Swap with Robin Koala, you actually get a pretty nice color affinity boost for Int and Dex characters and Cerebral characters, being at 2.25, and then you can use their special, which actually gives Cerebral characters 2 turns of cooldowns. They have Fear Removal, one of the most underrated characters. I'm so glad they're actually like were voted quite highly on the GGP award show, because this character is just so damn good, man. Like, they're so ridiculously good, and they just do not get nearly enough love for what they actually provide. So they're being your cooldown reducer. They're also triggering the super class of Crocodile, so that way you guys can actually get the block orb manipulation on turn 2 as well, and it should work out pretty hunky-dory. Now, their super swap, I believe, does Threshold, so that's actually not super valuable here. But if you guys can sort of bring on some supports for defense up and damage reduction, or if you're finding like another way to get matching orbs, for example, you could use like the Vegapunk unit and Nami Karina and stuff like that. Nami Karina can remove damage reduction with Nami, and then you can bring like the Kizuna Rare Recruit Brook as a support for some defense up removal. That way you could also get some G orbs and do some fun stuff that way. Bring the Vegapunk character and get some more damage output. But like I said, that's just going to be something for the other video. And these particular teams are going to work very, very nice. But hopefully they help you out. If they do, make sure to bell the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.